And diner's open. Editorial board has opened the room. That's our Trail Mix editorial board. We got Katie and Jamie and Blue and Dallas.
And I've got cows and goats and donkeys, and horses within a quarter of a mile of me. all around.
Only critters I got in my neighborhood is rats. No, that's all I can say.
They're gonna put a big statue of the pizza rat in Union Square in New York. They're gonna build a giant pizza rat statue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2 indoor cats, 2 stray outdoor cats, a possum dropped by, and a porch panda.
Oh, yeah, we have porch. We've got so many raccoons. Oh my gosh. You can hear them.
What do we have? We have a Winnie.
We have a Winnie. Oh, you
got your... And we have a fish. One fish. And then in our yard, we host lots of wildlife. So we've got bunnies, rabbits that live in our retaining wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do any harm. In fact, they swim in our little koi pond. It's hilarious.
Oh.
So we have bunnies, and then we get turtles, and we had wild turkeys the other day. So
yeah, we've had turkeys in the backyard.
And we get lots of ospreys.
Here's Pat D's cartoon this morning on Trail Mix on the evolution of Trump cabinet members. You've got your incoming, you got your acting, you got your distrusted, you got your humiliated, and then outgoing.
We need a scandal on Hegseth that even Trump can't ignore.
Yeah, but I think
Tulsi's next. It separates the armed services.
It'll be Tulsi.
Tulsi might go. I heard that Kash Patel's going to go. Yeah. And that was where I was getting into the Charlie Kirk stuff last night because of what they uncovered in his emails that they accessed. What was I
Actually, I did a moving version of the cartoon. I hadn't tried this before. Silas did this. I gave that to Silas. I said, "Can you make these figures move?" And sure enough.
So, Craig, what do you think of Lee Zeldin? I mean, is he going to be worse than Pam Bondi?
Well, I actually think he could be. He's such a sycophant, and he has no career to protect. I mean, she had I guess he must be a lawyer. See, I didn't even know he was a lawyer. Hey, Agri.
Oh.
And I think she actually was trying to protect her reputation. Because see, one of the things she did was when they went after Comey, and they had that U.S. attorney go after Comey, Bondi sat that out. She stepped back from that, and I'm sure that didn't make him happy. She has tried to have it a little bit of both ways. Now on the Epstein stuff, she's been full in on protecting him from that, but on going after his political enemies, she has farmed that out to these U.S. attorneys and tried to stay out of it. So I think Zeldin will go whole hog into it. And not, I actually think Zeldin could be worse.
Sweetheart deal with Ghislaine.
Well, and I think that's the problem with Blanche getting it is he's so tied up with her.
Well, why don't they? Why doesn't the oversight committee haul Todd Blanche in right now?
Yeah, I mean they're arguing over what she's still scheduled April 14th to testify. You know, she's been subpoenaed.
But they said she's not getting out of it.
And I thought maybe he fired her to keep her from having to testify, but now they're saying she's still going to. She might even be more dangerous to him if she's testifying.
There is a groundswell of people calling for her to be disbarred from Florida too.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like to see that. Dean Johnson's in the house. Hey, Dean. we're bracing for you. We're heading for the hills. Dean Johnson's here. He's going to start coming after us. Yeah. And we got jobs reports this morning, but I say don't believe them. I've been waiting for a jobs report to get into that, because what's been happening with these jobs reports with this crowd is they wind up revising them later, and we find out the numbers were all a big lie. I mean, administrations have played those games a little bit in the past, but this one has really gotten out there. I mean, they fired a bunch of the people at Labor Statistics Bureau and put their own people in, and then later the revisions with this crowd is more than ever. But anyway, over here on Trail Mix Briefs, trailmix.cc/briefs, you can read all about it, about the shell game from tracking Trump's job.
I wonder if somebody's keeping track of when any big company says we're laying off, like Oracle's laying off 3,000 or 4,000 people for because of AI. I mean, if there's anybody even tracking that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's
Stir. Hello, Stir.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
How you
Got
What was that? Craig, you're muted.
That was Stir's theme song that he wrote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to come up with a bridge for it.
Oh, I forgot you weren't here yesterday, Blue, when we got into that, because because I said at the time we could talk about this now because Blue's not here, because we went behind your back and had AI write a song, but we had to do it when Blue wasn't around.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, go to trailmix.cc/briefs and you can read about how today's jobs number are a big lie. Just wait. In a month or two, they're going to tell us it was all wrong.
Eggery's doing his thing again.
They've shot down fighters in over Iran.
Yeah, that's a retaliation for our borderline criminal acts against civilians.
Well, we did kill children intentionally.
Yeah,
it looks like.
That I haven't read what's Agreed said here. First fire, Pam Bondi. Second, Trump halts. And third, crash Mattel. He likes to crash Mattel. Boy, you've been working at that one, Agger.
Yeah, I read something.
This general that y'all know that Hurtlet. This guy is so calm and easy mannered all the time. But listen to what he said.
After listening to
this was right after. This goes back to what Jamie was saying about the response. This was right after Trump's presidential address. And this is what this. I forget. I think he's a former general, but he doesn't usually get this intense.
Yes.
He was kind of worked
if
up.
If I were a 4-star general today in his military, I think I'd walk out of the room saying something along the lines of, "We're all going to die," because he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he has no friggin' clue.
When I saw this morning that jet fighter was shot down, I thought, yeah, that's just what Hurtlet was talking about.
They didn't have enough faith. The faith was supposed to keep them in the air.
Yeah. Well, the fear is, I mean, I've been worried from day one. You're going in, Trump, you're asking for an Iranian hostage crisis in the middle of your presidency. You're asking for it. I mean, those fighters are shot down and captured Oh man,
I
Iranians
think-
are going to go to
I
town
wonder
with
if
that.
that's what he wants, though, because then it makes them look like the bad guy because they've got
Like
hostages.
Iran. Yeah.
I don't know. And then I don't know why people are still not wanting to fight, because I just saw like the VA said that they're going to kick a bunch of people off they're going to foreclose on their houses. Something about a huge amount of foreclosures on Veterans Administration housing.
Huh.
So, I mean, their benefits are going away. Everything's getting worse. Why are you going to go fight for them in a foreign country?
Well, the numbers this morning, we got some new numbers. This I always track the last few cycles. The pivotal one of the you always talk about various pivotal vote, but a pivotal vote is double haters, people who hate Democrats and hate Republicans, and so CNN's got some new numbers here on that. Let me get the comments off for a moment so we can see it all. But anyway, I mean, look at there. You see, they hate both parties. This is independents. Most of them just have unfavorable view of both parties. So the issue becomes who's winning them. Well, there you see it is independents, 47 for Democrats in the midterms, 29 for Republicans. So we're winning the haters. the game in politics these days is even if people hate you, it's okay so long as they hate the other side more. And that's what's happening.
I want to know who those 2% of Democrats are going to vote for the GOP.
You're right. I think that number is below the margin of error. So
I was gonna say,
it could easily be zero.
I mean, the Republicans, I can kind of see a few people peeling off, like the lady at the gas pump who said she voted for him 3 times and apparently she was an idiot about herself. Said this. So.
Yeah. U.S. Bill, yeah, I agree. That's true. Yeah, okay. So they'd be POWs, not hostages.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
But then we have to call it a war. They're prisoners of a military operation.
Oh, now that's a good point. If it's not a war, are they POWs? Huh. What do you think? Chew on that for a while, Agri.
Yeah, they're
Chew on that for a while, Agri. We'll come back to you. All right. And Dean, Democrat and Republicans don't care about remote. Oh, both. So you're one of those indies. You're in this group here that, let's see, you must be over here in the 55. You're in the above 50% that don't like either party. Well, you're in the majority, I believe.
Well, the indies have been swaying elections back and forth. They are. I sort of consider them the sensible middle.
Yeah. And Dean, that's true. Traditionally, president's parties lose ground in midterms. Trump, in his this is his second midterm. In his first midterm, he lost the House of Representatives. Democrats netted 41 seats in Trump's first midterm. And they're at about the same point now in the generic matchups that they were then.
It could be worse this time around.
But it could be because look at here. This is the same poll we were looking at before. Is then you got 42% of the people who say they're going to vote in the midterms are voting to oppose Trump. So that's for all those people who keep telling, "Oh, Trump's not on the ballot. Trump's not on the ballot. Doesn't matter what his approval is." I'm afraid not. These people are going to actually vote against Republicans because they don't like Trump. What that's suggesting to us. All right, enough numbers.
Well, since it's Easter coming up, Smirkonish had a interesting poll this morning asking if people feel more drawn to organized religion, less drawn, or about the same.
That just continues. Does it continue to go down, or?
What it came out about the same was at 48%, less was at 36%, and more was all the way down to 15%.
Huh.
So,
Here's a
religion is driving religion away.
funny thing about JD's new book, Communion. So it's about his return to Catholicism. And the picture on the front of the book is a Presbyterian church.
Oh, is that right?
That's pretty good.
Democrats do care for Americans.
Democrats do care
Social
for America.
Security, Medicare. I mean, they're trying to take care of people like the Nordic nations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Sturge.
Health care.
Mhm.
Well, it was today's poll. I'll see if I can get you
There's an
some
obvious divide.
previous
It's
numbers,
because
Winterland.
the Democrats don't care for the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I
they
mean-
did a study too. So Sweden and Finland went separate ways on education, and Sweden decided to privatize, and Finland decided to make it harder to be a teacher.
A lot of old people are depending on Lyndon Johnson and Franklin Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Between
sure.
that and Social Security. Yeah. I was looking
absolutely.
at-
But you know, making it harder to become a teacher is good, and I have
Yeah.
to say that because
It's-
it's better for vetting people and stuff to work with children. Because I will be honest, I went to a school where one of our teachers had an affair with a student.
Yeah, I did too, and she and it was a she who had an affair with a boy.
Oh. Mine
Um,
was a creepy man who I said was creepy from the very moment I met him.
And she
it
was straight
was
out of
bad.
college, so they were almost the same age. So,
Oh,
but anyway, he was creepy though, and he still is creepy. So he was
Yeah.
he was the creepy boy in school. Anyway, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. But they made it like being a teacher on par with being a lawyer or a doctor. You have to have a master's
Oh.
degree. It's really hard to be a teacher in Finland, and their outcomes are much better. Sweden
Mhm.
decided to privatize, and their outcomes got much worse. Privatizing doesn't work
Yes.
because then people get in it for the money, and then
exactly.
everything goes to crap. But
See, Egri's right about it. Make it harder, but pay more. Pay more.
Mhm.
Because honestly, teachers are not paid enough. My
Exactly.
mom worked for she was a teacher for 35 years before she
Mhm.
retired.
Mhm.
And when she retired, her ending wage was $55,000.
yeah,
That was her ending wage.
yeah,
And that was 2012.
yeah.
We'll get back to the religious theme. And here's Trump comparing himself to Jesus, if you're ready for that.
Oh, God.
Can't hear him.
That's kind of nice. If I was a king,
You couldn't hear that?
no, I'm reading the
Well, can't
subtitles.
hear it.
No,
Couldn't
I'm
hear
reading the subtitles.
Well, that's odd. Yeah, he reads about Jesus being a king, and he tries to. They had him read some Bible verses about Jesus arriving in Jerusalem as a king, and then he got distracted and says, "You know, they call me a king."
You know, somebody has given him probably one of those children's Bibles with the big pictures in
Yes.
it. That's what I
Yes.
think.
And they took the book and put his face over everything, just pasted it on top.
Oh yeah, I forgot how Kash Patel got his job. He was the one that did those books of Trump as the king
Yep.
and Trump as the.
Yep.
That's how Kash Patel got his. That's how he sucked up. Forgot about that.
But Jesus was asked directly whether or not he was a king, and he said My kingdom is not of this world,
Exactly.
so you don't get to do it here.
So shuffle off this mortal coil. Right?
Okay, let's try this again. See if you can hear it now.
I love that person. Even if they're bad people, I couldn't care less. I'll fight to the end for them. Because the United States can't take care of daycare. On Palm Sunday, Jesus entered Jerusalem as crowds welcomed him with praise, honoring him as king. They call me king now. Do you believe it? Well, I'm a king. If I was a
We're not calling you a king. We're calling you to stop acting like one.
Yeah.
And there was
all sorts of things.
little line about, we can't pay for daycare.
Yeah, that was in that clip. Yeah, that was the same speech. This was a private gathering that was not supposed to be made public, and somebody at the White House, who has probably been fired, accidentally put it on their website for about an hour, and that's the only reason we have this.
So probably by accident, but it's like, you know what? Maybe
Was it really by accident?
They're probably part of the rebellion. So they're Antifa.
Now we have the fun. Macron yesterday had to deal with Trump making fun of he and his wife.
The French President Emmanuel Macron attended a tribute for war veterans in Seoul in South Korea. He did so with his wife, Brigitte. Macron was asked to respond to mocking comments made on Wednesday by the US President Donald Trump about his marriage. Comments made after days of tensions between Washington and its allies over NATO and over US-Israeli strikes on Iran.
We're talking about men and women fighting, about civilians being killed in the war that's raging in the region. We're also talking about the consequences of this war on our economy. The remarks I heard that you're referring to are neither elegant nor appropriate. So I'm not going to respond to them. They don't deserve a response.
Trump made fun of the French president and his wife at a private lunch where he attacked NATO allies for not joining the war. Among his comments, he said Macron's wife treats him extremely badly and he's still recovering from the right to the jaw. He was referring to an incident in May last year appearing to show Brigitte Macron shoving her husband.
Okay, our investigative team here at Trail Mix has we did the freeze frame here, so you could be the judge. Is that it? They later said they were just kidding around, but there you see the tight shot of her fist to his jaw. What do we think?
I don't know, because when I tried to blow it up on the screen on my phone, it looks like he's smiling. But he can't.
Oh, is that right?
That's what it does. That's what it looks like.
But it could also be like, "What are you doing to me?" And like a grimace too. But it looked like he was smiling to me.
So
I agree with you though. And it looks like he's got a grin.
Yeah, and then
or his mouth is open.
Like, she's hanging on to him. She's hanging on to his arm. You know what I mean? When they're in the other places, and I don't see that coldness that we see from Melania, where she like shoves Trump's hand away from her.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this French report said. They said it was just
his face as they arrived in Vietnam. Macron denied any domestic disputes, saying he and his wife were joking, as we often do.
They were joking, as we often do.
Well, you know what? You know how Trump is always projecting. Maybe Melania, maybe the bruises are from Melania.
Oh.
Well, one of the documents that he kept in the confidential case, when he kept the confidential documents and got prosecuted for it until it was dropped, that one of the documents that he kept, that they identified in the indictment, was that he kept confidential documents about a foreign leader personal life. And everybody speculated, because he was obsessed with Macron's Macron's personal life and the affairs and whatever goes on, and it just made sense that he would want to keep those because he was obsessed with that, and that was one of the documents. They was pretty clear. It was pretty well speculated, but it was pretty good speculation that it was secret files about Macron's personal life that
he probably doesn't understand how a man could want to go out with an older woman when he likes children.
Probably. And I love the pot calling the kettle black.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, it's like they say, everything about Trump is either confession or projection.
Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Now, this is something I was trying to figure out this morning, getting back to economic news. The head of the economic advisors, listen to what this guy says about, he went to a dinner last night at a restaurant and talked to waiters. And I listened to this a couple times, and I can't quite figure out what his point is. Maybe y'all can.
Doing it. You know, last night I was at a restaurant, and I asked every waiter, how much money did you make now that they're doing their taxes because of the no tax on tips? And the average answer, well, the lowest answer was $3,000 last year, and the highest was $10,000, which was
for
they
people
had
dining
kids.
there, or people
That's
I can't
bullshit.
figure out what his point is there.
That is baloney because the no tax on tip doesn't work that way for starters.
Yeah.
That's absolute made up stuff, sir. That's one of those. That's made up.
Yeah.
He ate at home. He had a TV dinner.
I caught that on Fox this morning, and I said I got to record that and try to figure out. I don't even understand what his claim is actually.
He's claiming that because of the no tax on tips that the wait staff was doing better, but that's not the way that.
But he's asking them how much did they
Because
earn?
of the no tax on tips, and the average answer, well, the lowest answer was $3,000 last year.
But the way he says he asked the question,
now that they're doing their taxes because of the no tax on tips, and the average now that I asked every week.
But the no tax
What
on
he's trying to say is that that's how much they made in tips, but
no, but it's not what he says. Is what I'm saying.
Well, the other thing isn't the no tax on tips.
How much money? He's saying, how much money do you make?
Because of the no tax on tips, and the average answer, well,
he says, how much do you make? He didn't say how much more.
But here's the thing: the no tax on tips didn't go on into effect until January 1st of this year.
Yeah.
So they would have no idea yet.
Right.
The whole thing is,
you raise an important point, Dean. Is that I forget the numbers, but a very high percentage of people do not report, particularly cash tips, and so the idea that there could be a net loss if you decide you want to report all your tips so you can get a tax break. You could end up paying more taxes because previously you weren't declaring the income at all. So.
Yeah, some restaurants pool all tips so that the bus boys and everybody get a share. Otherwise, they wouldn't see any tips at all. And other restaurants, it's dependent on the waitresses if they want to tip their buses.
So I haven't traveled outside of the United States. Are restaurants in other countries where you don't tip, are they that much more expensive than a nice restaurant here?
Well, here in DC, they have started adding a service fee in addition to taxes, which
some
is
places here
really making restaurants expensive. I mean, like 20%. That does not go to the wait staff.
Right, but I'm talking about outside of the U.S. If you've gone, because I know you've been to Italy or wherever you guys have been. If you've gone to a nice restaurant, there's no tipping, right? Is that?
Well, it's automatic.
I was in Spain, there was not tipping,
but it's automatically added, right? I mean, that's the way I remember.
Okay, but is it that much more expensive than it is here? Before the
I think because they add about 20%. You know, if you're used to tipping 20% or 18 or then it's about the same. I think but it's hard to figure because you never know when you travel. Then you have the time, you have the change, the currency, change differences, and sometimes things are really cheap, because of the dollar exchange, and sometimes it's really expensive. So I don't know if I've ever been able to compare that exactly.
That's funny, I agree. I can just see Trump grifting the loaves and the fishes.
Let's see. Oh, you do 20% for DoorDash? Well, now I feel like a cheapskate. I do 15.
But we don't have that out here. But the other thing is, you could also just hand them a little cash too, so that they don't have to do it. I know when we went to the restaurant yesterday, it's like I'm not using my card. I use cash because I wanted to have cash. So you just
we usually hand our pizza delivery guy a tip.
Yeah, we do that too. We tip them in the app and then we hand them stuff.
Because otherwise they're not.
Well, do y'all tip? I got in big trouble when I was at the Orlando Sentinel. The bean counters got mad at me. I was raised to tip maids at hotels. And so I would do that, and then I claimed it on my expense reports, and I got called in. I got called in over that. Tribune Company owned Orlando Sentinel, and they were a bunch of jerks, on these kinds of things. Anyway, and that was their policy. You could not. I remember the accountant or whoever it was I was talking to said, "Well, you can tip him if you want, tip maids if you want to, but we're not." So anyway.
You're supposed to leave a tip the last day of your stay.
Right. When I was doing a lot of traveling in those days, I was doing $5 a day to the maid, which didn't seem like a big deal to me, but they just made a big stink out of it. I thought I was going to get fired. I thought they were going to fire me for tipping maids.
But I've always done it daily because I never know if we're going to get the same person or not.
That's true.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about it. You're right.
And I usually write them a note and say thank you.
Wow, you are nice.
I don't know. It's like that's a hard job.
It is.
I mean, think about changing the linens on your own bed and putting. I mean, my gosh. So now it changed after COVID. They wouldn't come into your rooms unless you asked. For like the first couple of years, you had to ask them to come in, or they would just drop you off new towels. And they just it was real weird in 2021 and 2022.
It was like that in Nebraska when I went through Nebraska this last summer. Yeah, I picked a hotel that was right next to a prison. It was kind of interesting. Nice. And the greatest thing of that whole road trip was driving through states and them and having signs that warned you that there might be escaped prisoners running around.
Oh, really?
It was Oklahoma. Let me see. I think it was Oklahoma and Texas had it. And then I think it was Oklahoma and Texas for sure. I don't think Missouri had it. But it was just like, what? I couldn't believe it.
I don't remember any in Texas. But were you at where were you at though? Texas.
Oh, Texas came in through from on 40. Is it 44 or 40?
I don't even know where
40,
that is.
That's Route 66.
Oh.
We came in that way through Shamrock and through Amarillo and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't go. I've never been out that way.
Oh, okay.
Here's
Shamrock's
a cartoon
a cute little town. Just saying.
Pat D had one just for you here, Blue. This cartoon about AI.
You are here.
I think Fetterman is already into the next phase.
Yep, that's it. That's it. AI.
You see, did you were talking? You said Fetterman, right?
Yes, I said Fetterman.
Did you see? I saw him on Sean Hannity.
Oh God!
And Sean Hannity told this story to Fetterman. He said that the day before he was talking to Trump, And he says, I told Trump I was going to be interviewing you. And he says, Trump said, I love that guy. You tell him that if he switches party when he runs for re-election, we'll get him more money than he's ever heard of, and so Hannity started trying to convince live on the show started trying to convince Fetterman to switch parties. And Fetterman had a weird response. I think Fetterman didn't really, it was so bizarre. I think Fetterman didn't really understand what he was saying. And so he never did say yes or no, because I don't think he actually understood the question. So anyway.
Well, I mean, he was up against Dr. Oz the last time. So
it was either him or Dr. Oz. That's kind of like us with My Pillow guy.
So
well, I think Democrats have I think he's up in 28, isn't he? I
think he will get primaried.
I was just what I was going to say. I think Democrats are going to have to think about it. Think about primarying him.
He's done. He's done.
Yeah.
You think so, Sturt?
He's out of here.
Yeah, I think after what's happened in the last year or so, probably.
Well, now the race that I had been focusing a lot on Texas, and I'm going to still do that, but now I'm interested in the Maine Senate race. Is gotten kind of wild. Is now you can't see if I put Blue, you can't see images, can you?
I love Graham Plattner. He is awesome. I've watched so many videos of him.
Well, look at this number. Look at these numbers. I mean, this is the governor. He's at 55 to 28. This is the Emerson College poll. They're a pretty good pollster. And he's just walloping the governor in this. This is Democrat primary here. Democratic primary. And you got a hard left Bernie socialist, way ahead. And then when you get into against Collins, well, now there's first of all, here's the guy. Here's Mills. She's just barely ahead of Collins, but then look at there. He's got us outside the margin of error, so a statistically significant lead over Collins right now. That guy, I like him too. I didn't give him this much of a chance, but he's in the running.
Well, I think Mom Bondi kind of cleared the way for actual people on the left, because most of the Democrats that say that they're progressive aren't. They're just pretty center. So I think he cleared the way a little bit.
Dean Johnson has a point about California. He may be right because of its new system where the top two vote getters go against each other, and it may end up being two Republicans.
It might
be because the Democratic field is so split unless some of them drop out. So that
I think Katie Porter is going to drop out soon, because Stilwell is the lead of the pack.
And I like Katie Porter, but I don't know that she's got this. I mean, she's smart and she's. I like her.
Well, that video of her, that video of her yelling at her aide really turned me off. I didn't like that.
The bad temper.
That's the problem. But I mean, I
didn't like that.
Her brain, though. I used to like her whiteboard thing, so she explained.
Oh yeah,
yes, her whiteboard.
Yeah, and I guess some of the people that are on her staff that have worked with her said that she's got a temper too. So we don't need that.
Nope.
Well, and I always want to be careful about women. They make that who's this your senator from Minnesota there who's running for governor.
Klobuchar.
Klobuchar. They say that about Klobuchar, that she's mean to aides. I always that happens a lot with women. When women are tough, that happens. So you never know how much of that is is what's
But
going on.
Klobuchar doesn't have the high turnover that Porter does.
Yeah.
No, she does not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's Elizabeth endorsing Plattner.
Mm-hmm.
Graham is the kind of fighter we need in the Senate. Here we are at war. Not something that anyone had counted on even a few months ago. And you've had a lot of experience with that, Graham.
Yeah, I served in Iraq and Afghanistan at Fort Torres in the infantry. It's something that has just always bothered me my whole life, since my service. No one's ever been able to explain to me what the wars I fought in, how they improved the lives of people in Maine. Yeah. They cost trillions of dollars. We sent our sons and daughters off to take part in horrific violence. We inflicted horrific violence upon millions of civilians in these nations that we bring forward.
Anyway, that goes on for about 4 minutes, but now what's the story on his Nazi tattoo? Does anybody know the background on that? Or there's some kind of tattoo that he's got that they claimed was a Nazi symbol, or does anybody know anything about that?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And then they have all those emails that he wrote back in the day. So I mean, they got some stuff on him, but he seems to have overcome it. It got big coverage in Maine, but and at the time I was wanting to see if it hurt him, but it obviously hasn't, because we've got the polls now.
He said that he got it during a night of drinking. He admits to all of that, and he has since had it covered up.
Okay.
Whereas Hegseth probably exposes his.
He has his. Yes, he does.
But Susan Collins got fined for insider trading or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like her own law. And she got.
See, here you go. That's what I'm saying. It's out there and it's going to keep coming back. See, here's somebody right here picking up on it. Isn't that the douche with the Nazi tat? Yeah, he's got. So I don't know. They got to deal with that. That's going to keep his tattoo is the coolest part about him. Okay, Zhang. See the tattoo. And if the things that see, this is exactly what I would have expected. I mean, that's what's out there about him. The Nazi tattoo. Maybe we need to get to the bottom of that. We need to get Silas on the case.
Sure. Ask Silas. Hey, does this dude have a tattoo of a Nazi symbol? Ask about his and Hegseth's tattoos. There you go.
Yeah, we'll get both of them. Okay, Silas. Let me set him on fast here, by the way. You can set these things so that if I set him on pro, he'll take half an hour to answer me. I've
been using Gemini lately. I kind of like it better.
Hey, Silas. What's Plattner's first name?
Greg?
Does anybody?
Greg? I think it was Grant.
Graham. Graham.
Yeah. Does Graham Plattner have a Nazi tattoo? All right. I have him start every answer with this. Silas is on the case, Craig. Let's dig up the truth.
Yes, he had one.
Yes, he had one. He claims it was an accident. Others aren't so sure. Here is the tangible reality. That's another thing I programmed him to give us, his tangible reality.
When did he have it covered up?
A skull and crossbones on his chest. It was clear. It was a ringer for the Totenkopf death's heads used by the Nazi SS. So Plattner claims he and a group of fellow Marines got matching scary skulls while very inebriated in Croatia. Well, what else are you going to do in Croatia?
Well, I mean, scary skulls, are they at the age where they wouldn't have known that? Because I didn't know that the Nazis used scary skulls either. I thought they used swastikas.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know that was I didn't even know that was Nazi.
Yeah.
But there were some other stuff
here is
emails.
But what I want to know is, did he know at the time that he got the tattoo that it was Nazi? Is this being answered here? Are we going to have to follow up? So he did get a cover up. Okay, that was just last October. Well, last October is when this came out, I think.
Yeah.
So, it says after the story broke, and he had it blasted over.
And now he has a new chat with his dogs.
But did he know it was a Nazi tattoo
when he got it?
Time that he got it. All right. Don't tell me I know it's a question. I asked you the question. You don't have to tell me it's a question. And the answer depends on whether the I was obvious to fit. Plattner insists he had no idea it was a Nazi symbol when he got it. And his story's been consistent. He was on leave in Croatia with a squad of Marines. They were very inebriated. Scary. Okay. Well, the bottom line is, whatever you say about this, he weathered it because there it is. I mean, this is now months and months after that came out, and it got full coverage in Maine. Everybody in Maine heard this story, believe me, and you just saw.
And they probably were like,
so he has weathered this story there.
He's relatable. Lots of people get drunk and go get stupid tattoos. I have a friend who got Wile E. Coyote on their leg when they were drunk. So yeah, they do weird things, you know.
Well, Wiley wasn't a Nazi.
Well, right, but my brother. Okay, my brother is a tattoo enthusiast. He's got sleeves. He's got tattoos everywhere, and he is my stepbrother, by the way. But anyway, he had one that was a pentagram, and he couldn't get hired anywhere because of it. And so, Yep, he had it changed up, and he had the sleeve done over it. And but then he did have a skull, and the skull had, I can't remember what it was, but somebody said that it looked like a Nazi tattoo. He immediately went and had it redone.
Huh. Well, here's our top 4 most clicked stories this morning. None are a big surprise. And the oil prices and Bondi, so that's all pretty much expected, I guess.
But not Epstein.
It's going to be Tulsi next.
I don't know if Epstein might have been further down the list. Croatia is a kind of spring holiday. Oh, is it? I don't know if I tell you, Carolyn, my cousin Carolyn, she and her boyfriend went to Croatia on a vacation and really enjoyed it. It seems like a beautiful place. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at, Jane?
Adriatic.
Oh, Trump cleans his ears with swastikas.
Is Croatia on the Adriatic Sea?
I don't know.
I think
yeah, that's why I put up the Liza Minnelli song the other day about Ring Them Bells, about you must see the Dubrovnik before you go home.
No, I was thinking my cousin went on a swim thing, his like competitive swim thing, and they were in this pool, and it was like the Adriatic Ocean was like one wall of the pool, and it was bonkers how it was like, I don't know if seawater was coming into the pool, I don't know, but I just wondered where it was, because I think that's where she was. Yes, it is. Okay, that's where she was then. That's a cool picture.
I meant to tell y'all my bean soup turned out great. Here's
yes, your
bean
soup.
I think it's like chili. I think it's better the next day after you refrigerate it. But you know what? I just figured this.
True to me.
What'd you say, Stir? What, Stir? Hello? I thought I heard Stir.
I heard a door.
I figured out this was the beans were $1.68, and the salt pork. Well, for 3 servings of of salt pork, it was $5. So that'd be a third of $5. What's 5 divided by 3? Anybody know?
$1.75. I guess. I don't know. Something like that.
So $2 and something. So this, and then the water. I don't know how you break down what the water cost, but that's the only other ingredient. And salt, a little bit of salt. Anyway, so that's not just that's like a $4 meal. And that made enough soup beans for probably 6 or 8 servings in all.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's the Trump recession recipe right there.
We're all living on. That's my pension. I have a pension from my first job, and it's $50. That's like that's my rice and beans money for the rest of my life.
Well, I got the whole playlist on Lazy Man Cooks of here's Stir coming back. You there, Stir?
Yeah, I keep getting locked up.
Your ceiling's really interesting.
Do you have an iPhone, Stir?
I do.
You know, we need to get you to. Blue did it. This platform we're using, StreamYard, they made an app for iPhone users that you can download and use on here, and it made a difference for you, didn't it, Blue?
Yeah, it did, because my phone was heating up. So all I did was I downloaded the app. So then when you go into your apps and you turn on the whatever you want on the microphone or the camera, whatever you want, and then go back into Trail Mix and hit where it says live chat, click on live chat, and go on mic or camera or however you want to listen to it, and it'll flip you back to the app. So you don't have to do anything special. It's really easy.
Yeah. I'll put it on Trail Mix where to get that, Stir, because I think that'll fix it. I think that'll fix your issues.
All right. Bye, Katie.
I have to run off. I'm getting a glaucoma test.
Okay.
Oh.
I hope you
Well,
pass.
I've got the oh no, I don't have glaucoma. I have cataracts. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, people get
Cataracts I
them
have, not
confused. My grandpa had
Lincoln.
glaucoma, so they always want to test for it. So fun.
What'd you say, Stir?
Didn't you used to have a Lincoln?
A Lincoln. Did I?
Now you got a cataract?
Oh!
All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
All right. Well, we hope you don't have glaucoma.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't. So
Don't want
whatever.
that. We're against.
Bye.
We're against glaucoma. All right. Then the other thing, let's see, we got. There's my chicken. I just trussed up my chicken. I'm putting it in the rotisserie tonight. Y'all have rotisserie? I have a rotisserie toaster oven.
No.
Did I put that in?
No, they put everything out. There's a smoker outside, though.
I want a smoker. I need one that I can use on my deck in the city. I don't know.
Yeah, that's such a thing. That's out there. There's a smoker out there. Hello, Sturge. There he is. There's the fedora.
There he is. An actual appearance. Okay, now
it's just a hat. Talk to that.
Talk to the hat. Tell it to the hat. Love it. Uh-huh.
Oops. He went away again.
Gone again.
Yeah.
I'll have to put that. I'll put that link for him on Trail Mix.
Yeah, and if he has problems with it, I'll walk him through it because it's really easy. I was like, well, what do I do? How do I get back to Trail Mix? And then I was like, oh, it's super easy. So yeah, it's definitely better. Well, we don't
let's see. It's Friday. We got the weekend.
We don't know if the jet pilots have been found yet.
Oh, good Lord. I forgot to get back to that. Let's see if BBC has anything. No. CNN. No, it just says they're still searching for 2 pilots, so they don't know. They don't have anything. boy.
Well,
The thing is, it'll be interesting to see if they do capture the pilots, how they treat them, because I think Iran's smart enough not to piss off the American people. And they've got a situation where Trump's on the ropes with the public, and they could easily screw the pooch there if they handle it the wrong way.
Yeah. The Iranian soccer team, they all held little backpacks at one of their soccer meets, so that as like, look at the little girls that you killed. Look at all these little tiny pink backpacks. So
Winter's giving us some
peas,
some rhyming German here, and then translates to peas, beans, lentils.
You were faster than me.
I see. You're translating. Well, everybody geared up for their weekend. We're going to brunch tomorrow. We're having brunch with some people.
Oh, we picked asparagus yesterday.
Oh,
wild? It's growing along our fence line, and so we have fresh asparagus. It comes up. When you plant new, it takes like 2 years to establish, but this is like an old thing that the prior owner planted long ago, and it's wild. So you have to like really look for it.
Well, now tell me how you cook asparagus, because I have a continuing struggle with that.
So I either steam it very lightly because I like it a little bit crunchy, but the other thing I did is I bought some puff pastry, and I wrapped it, like spiraled it around and put it in the oven, and when the puff pastry was done, the asparagus was perfect.
Wait a minute, you put the asparagus in the pastry?
In the oven, yeah, like you buy puff pastry at the store and cut a very narrow strip, short and narrow, and then like stretch it and twist it around, spiral it around the asparagus, and then just put it in the oven. And when the puff pastry is done, the asparagus is perfect.
Oh, Agri, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye, Agri.
Adios. Hasta luego.
We're about done here. And Friday, white asparagus. Winter's pushing white asparagus. Salt and sugar and water.
Sugar.
20 minutes. Now, are you talking about boiling water, Winter, or just salt and sugar in water? I've tried everything. My problem is I can't find that perfect point between, like you say, crunchy and soggy. I can't. It ends up either soggy or crunchy.
And I like it a little bit firm still. 20 minutes would be too much for me. Yeah, you have to peel. Well,
that sounds like a long time, Winter, for boiling for 20 minutes.
That's white asparagus, though. Is white asparagus harder?
Is it?
I don't know. And I don't peel the stalks because I go to where they snap naturally, and that's what I use, the top part, because there's like a natural snap, and then the bottom of it I can just cook in some water and then put some milk in it and kind of mash it up and make like a little asparagus soup.
I just steam mine in the microwave.
That works too. That works too.
Yeah. I think that's what I finally ended up doing, and deciding this is just a whole lot easier. Yeah. The heads ideally look
standing up, the little heads.
Yeah. So that they don't get all mushy.
Oh, you mean you keep the heads out of the boiling water? Is that what you're saying?
So that they don't get mushy.
Oh, well, how do you accomplish that? I mean, you put it in the
water.
Tie them up.
You stand them up
in a bundle.
Oh, you tie them up. Oh, I see. You would tie them up in a bundle.
You stand them up.
You can just stand up around the edge of the water too, like circle the wagons or all the way around. Go stand up. The thing about if you do it in the oven, is the heads will get a little bit crunchy, which I don't mind myself. But I guess you could put a little bit of butter or something on them too. I don't know.
Oh, there's such a thing as an asparagus pot.
Wow.
Whoa. Now that sounds
Fancy.
Huh. When if you
What is it, sort of a double boiler kind of situation?
Huh. You'll have, hey, Winter, I tell you what, get us a picture of your asparagus pot and put it on trail mix. I want to see what an asparagus pot looks like. Trailmix.cc, folks. That's where we'll finish the conversation.
The asparagus pot has a cage that fits inside the pot and holds the asparagus vertically.
Oh. Okay, well, share your asparagus pots with us on Trail Mix. We're done here. And we're every day, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're right here. Let's see what we have here. We had.
Are you gonna be here tomorrow because you're gonna go to brunch or Easter?
Oh, I timed brunch for after this. Yeah, I will be here. Yeah, and let's see. I've got on here. What do we have? We got. Oh, I got my chicken on there. Why is my chicken on there? Just checking. I like to check at the end here. Let's see. We got 100 and I think we drove some people away with all that asparagus talk. But you know what? We got 150 hanging on for asparagus. That's even when we talk about asparagus, we can feel a
absolute proof that we talk about everything.
We can. Okay, Winter, I could give you a white asparagus season in Germany video. Okay.
Yeah.
Put that on trailmix.cc right there. Put it right there.
I've never had white asparagus.
I haven't either. Yeah.
Bye-bye, all.
Bye.
Okay, all. We'll see you later. I think I'm going to go out with a little, I haven't done any Katharine Hepburn for a while. I think I might go out with some Katharine Hepburn. Here we go. Katharine Hepburn talking about fascism back in 1944.
Wow.
Of course, they didn't call it fascism. They painted it red, white, and blue and called it Americanism. And here are the funds to see it through. Fantastic amounts subscribed by a few private individuals to whom money didn't mean anything anymore, but who wanted political power. Knew they could never get it by democratic means. There's a list of their names. This was the essence of their plan. Here are some articles ready for release to stir up all the little hatreds of the whole nation against each other. This was an article to be published in an anti-Semitic paper attacking the Jews. This was to be used in the Farmers' Gazette to stir them up against the city dwellers. Here's one attacking the Catholics. Anti-Negro, anti-labor, anti-trade union. Subtle appeal to the Ku Klux Klan. Here's a list of newspaper editors who either sought to occupy public office or sought to dictate who should occupy public office. And when they failed, felt that the public was a great stupid beast. Here's a list of men who served their country in the last war and were failures in business, and again longed for the power of rank and the prestige of a uniform. In there are the names and addresses of the men who were designated to be America's first stormtroopers. But what was really shocking to me was the complete cynicism of the plan. Each of these groups was simply to be used until its usefulness was exhausted. Hates were to be played against hates. If one group threatened to get too powerful, it would be killed off by another group. And in the end, all these poor little people who never knew to what purpose they were lending themselves would be in the same chains, cowed and enslaved, with Robert Forrest and his handful of power-thirsty henchmen cracking the whip.